My next guest takes on Nate Jennerman coming up here at LFA 29 on December 15th. It is Super Sam Toomer joining me here on the program for the very first time. Sam, how are you?
Doing great. Feeling good this morning.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate you taking the time, and we're just off Thanksgiving. How was your Thanksgiving this past weekend?
Thanksgiving was good. I got to see both my families. Even got to eat a little bit. So
nice. That's a win. That's a win-win altogether. Family, food. Yeah. So that's good, man. It's awesome. First time I've had you on the show, so I got to ask the natural question. How does a nice guy like yourself get involved in combat sports?
Man, just trying it. I'm the type of guy to try things that seem interesting to me. So I just gave it a shot and, I was good at it.
When was that moment where you kind of realized like, hey, I'm actually pretty damn good at this?
It was one time I was sparring with Joe Duarte, Jeremy Stevens, and Miles Jury. And I had some good rounds,
Yeah. Okay.
So then I was like, I could do this because they were already, UFC guys. So it's like, if I can hang with them in practice, I can hang with anybody, it felt like.
Yeah, I certainly say so. Now, are you a full-time fighter or do you have like a job on the side that sort of pays the bills and everything?
I'm a part-time because I do personal training too. And I'm trying to fill up my schedule. Right now I'm slow because I got the fight going, so got to get my training time in.
Do you find it's an easier sell, with personal training, with the fact that, like, as far as getting clients, with the fact that you're a professional fighter? Like, do you kind of use that and say, hey, listen, I'm a professional athlete, but hey, I also do training?
Yeah, I kind of try to, but in the area that my gym's at, the people are kind of afraid of, if you say MMA.
Yeah. Right.
Like,
okay.
oh
So it's
gosh.
counterintuitive. Yeah, I can understand that. It's like, oh, they're going to kill me. Yeah.
Switch it to self-defense or, something less like foo-foo,
Excellent. Now, you and I were talking off air. I was trying to do an interview with you last month that you're supposed to fight for Global Knockout. And now here you are fighting for LFA in this big fight. You're taking on a guy in Nate Jennerman. How did this all come together with you, competing for LFA? Because I know back in 2015, you fought for RFA. So I imagine that was sort of the connection there.
Yeah, that was a connection. I kind of stayed in contact with Mark. And after my LFA little run, like I went through some stuff mentally, but now I'm back.
Yeah, you're back here,
and it's a beautiful time because the GKO thing didn't work out because of just timing, and so I was going through some stuff physically as well. But then, like right when I felt like I was ready to get back into it, LFA called or they needed somebody to fill in or something like that, and then I was just like, I'm already in shape, so let's do it.
And let's talk about your opponent, Nate Jennerman. He's got the 9-3 record. He comes from a great camp at Rufus Sport. How do you feel like you match up against him in this fight?
Man, I feel like I match up pretty well. Actually, this is a good fight for both of us. Both of us are pretty well-rounded mixed martial artists. Of course, it seems like he likes to stand, and I like to stand. So, if it comes to an MMA match or standing, either way, it's going to be a fight to watch.
Yeah, I think it could be fight of the night. I mean, I was looking at this on paper, and you love to come forward and scrap. He's sort of the same way, so I think the crowd's definitely going to get their money's worth on this one. And you talked a little bit about training camp there. Who are some of your main training partners that you've been working with ahead of this matchup?
Some of my main training partners is Anthony Hernandez. He's a 85er, but I'm working with my jiu-jitsu coach, and he's a black belt at Checkmat. I got some awesome wrestling from my boy Jack. We're doing some wrestling, Jack Duffy. We're doing some wrestling, MMA wrestling, just refining our techniques. Max Griffin too. He's giving me some good sparring rounds. So I got a nice circle around me right now, getting me ready and prepared for this fight.
Excellent. And how's the weight cut going? You seem like you're in a good mood. I imagine, you said you got to eat a little bit for Thanksgiving. Sounds like everything's going well.
Yeah, man, I don't really cut too much weight.
Oh, excellent. Okay.
So I'm right before Thanksgiving, I was like 6 pounds away,
Oh, really? Oh, wow. Okay. And now you're probably like, welterweight or something, right? After Thanksgiving.
No.
I'm joking.
I put on 2 more pounds after Thanksgiving.
That's not bad. Not bad at all.
It's not bad at all, right?
Yeah. No. You're doing great, man. How do you see this fight sort of unfolding on the 15th? Again, you guys both like to stand and trade. I imagine it's either going to be one of those 3-round wars or someone's getting knocked out.
Yeah, I'm preparing for both.
Yeah, you have to, right? Yeah.
I know he's game, and that's why I took the fight. I was like, oh, yeah, sign me up. And it wasn't like, to look down on him or anything like that. I just thought it was a challenge, an exciting challenge. So I just see this fight, like you said, 3-round war, or someone just gets put to sleep early.
Yeah, no, it's going to be great. Now, obviously, the winner of this fight, there's going to be lots of implications. I'm thinking either a featherweight title shot for LFA, or potentially going to the Contender Series, or potentially going to the UFC. What are you sort of looking at after this, as far as what a win would do? I know you're not looking past Nate, but I'm sure that's had to have crossed your mind at some point.
Right, never, not fully looking past Nate. I might have peeked on the other side
Yeah,
to see
yeah,
see potential, but yeah, for me, I feel like you said, I'm down to fight for the LFA title if they want me to. I definitely will. Or UFC. I feel like the title or the UFC.
yes, exactly. Well, your record certainly speaks for it. I mean, if you go, you go 12-1 after this. I mean, how can they deny you? Honestly, especially if you get a finish, I think you're in a really good spot at this point.
I feel like this division is just so stacked and it's just so full with talent. You see the top 10 in the world, the prospects. Everyone's got 15, almost 20 fights in 145. You know what I mean?
No, it's true. It's very tough to sort of break in or whatever. So you do bring up a good point there. Before I let you go, one thing I found out about you, and I got a big smile on my face, is I know you're a classic video game guy like myself. You actually had a T-shirt, I want to say, in your last RFA fight with the one up on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. Are you still playing classic games, or is that just sort of something you were doing before?
I'm still playing classic games. I got the little Nintendo.
Nintendo Mini, nice. Okay.
Yeah, the Mini. So me and my boy have been beating Contra.
Oh, it's so tough. That is such a
Yeah.
tough game. I mean, I beat it like maybe once in my lifetime, but it's a tough one to get through. So those old games, man, I like them because you can just pick up and play them. But there's some really tough ones, like Ninja Turtles. Don't even get me started. That game is impossible.
Yeah.
Especially the
Me and
water
my brother
level.
were just talking about that. He could not get past the first level,
Yeah, I could get by if I do like the save state thing where you can kind of cheat. I can do it that way, but there's no way I can beat, especially that underwater water level. That's like impossible in Ninja
That's
Turtles.
cool, yeah. Controlling the player in the water was terrible.
No, it's not good. Now, are you gonna expand the collection? Because I know the SNES Mini's coming out or has already come out. They're doing an N64 Mini apparently too next year as well. I don't know if you heard about that.
No.
Yeah.
Man, yeah, I plan on collecting for sure.
Yeah, no, they're fun, man. The games are awesome. What's one of your favorite classic games? I mean, you mentioned Contra. Is there any other ones that sort of you really like playing?
The first one I've ever played when I was a kid was Super Mario, and
Yeah.
I kind of got a couple tattoos. So Super Mario World 3 was my favorite one,
the
and I would
best.
just complete it like so many times. I don't know how many times I beat that game.
They made a movie about like kind of talking about that video game. Do you remember that movie called The Wizard with Fred Savage?
No way.
Oh man, you gotta watch this movie. I'll give you a quick Cole's notes because again we got to talk about fighting at some point here. But basically, Fred Savage has this brother who's like a phenom at video games, and so they like use him as like a hustler to go and make money, and they travel across the U.S. And the reason, and at the very end, like the whole movie when they made it was sort of to sell Super Mario Brothers 3. So at the very end they unveil the game, and like no one like outside of the movie has ever actually played it. So it was kind of like a marketing thing. Go look up The Wizard. Trust me, you'll find it entertaining. It was one of those like cheap plugs they did back in the day. So check it out.
Okay. I'll check it out.
Yeah, it's awesome. And I'll tell you what else is awesome. This fight, LFA 29, it's coming up here December 15th, live on Access TV. Sam, it was great getting a chance to talk to you, man. Just remind people where they can find you on social media, and if you have any sponsors or shout-outs, the floor is yours.
You can find me on social media at Super Sam Toomer, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. It's easy. Like I said, I'm a personal trainer. Hey, if you're in the area,
Go for it, man. You gotta plug that.
hit me up. My strength and conditioning coach, Derek Anderson. I appreciate you, man. We're sharp. We're ready right now. Cardio's on point. Again, all the guys that are helping me right now, Anthony, Jack, Aaron, everybody that's coming in, Coach Ryan, appreciate you guys. TKO Management, thank you guys for hooking me up with all the sponsors, my CBD sponsors, and who else? Cookie Kings. Thank you guys also for the cookies, the vegan cookies. They're healthy, I promise. But who else we got? Thank you to Urban Sprawl. Thank you guys for letting me use your facility. Thank you, MMA Gold, you guys for helping me out. Some of the guys off the team, pulling them aside for the extra time. Who else we got? That's probably it. It's done. See you guys.